Let's begin with the primary reason this car is a legend: the Boss 429 engine. Ford didn't just put any engine into this car. They gave it a 429 cubic inch V8 NASCAR series engine. The actual output was probably somewhere between 480 and 500 horsepower, making it one of the most powerful production engines of the era. This was no ordinary V8. It had a semi-hemispherical combustion chamber with a massive carburetor, aluminum heads, and an air intake manifold for maximum airflow. The engine was so large that Ford had to modify the engine bay to fit it. Just picture opening up the hood and taking a good long look at this huge power plant. That's why it became a legend. Now let's talk numbers. Developed from the allegedly quicker 440 Magnum, the Boss 429 could accelerate from 0 to 60 in about 5.3 seconds, which was a rarity for late 60s muscle cars. But it didn't stop there. This Mustang could run the quarter mile in 13.6 seconds with a top speed of 106 miles per hour. These statistics put the Boss 429 in a class capable of outrunning many competitors of that era. While some other muscle cars could match the Boss's raw power, few could match its handling, as the car was designed with a fine-tuned suspension and chassis to take corners competitively.
Henry Ford was the first to capitalize on the idea of using an assembly line to build cars.
Now, unless you're a dedicated car enthusiast or Ford aficionado, you might be wondering what makes the Boss 429 so special. Part of its allure comes from the fact that it wasn't only developed by Ford, but was also hand-assembled by CarCraft of Detroit, a company that specialized in high-performance Ford models. This was no easy task, and CarCraft was entrusted with transforming standard Mustangs into Boss 429s. They had to alter the shape of the car by expanding the front end and modifying the suspension to accommodate the enormous power of the engine. Every Boss 429 was crafted by artisans, making it not just a car, but a work of art for collectors.
From 1969 as well, sold for $400,000 a little while ago. John, let's see how this one compares.
Speaking of exclusivity, only 859 Boss 429s were ever produced in '69, making it one of the rarest Mustangs around. This rarity makes the Boss 429 one of the most valuable muscle cars on the collector's market. Today, these cars can sell for over $500,000, with well-maintained examples fetching even more at auctions. As more of these cars have been modified or restored over the years, only a handful remain in original condition, making the Boss 429 even more valuable. So if you've ever thought of owning one, you better start searching for a four-leaf clover and be prepared to spend a small fortune on the muscle car of your dreams. The Boss 429 wasn't just about looks, it was designed with NASCAR racing in mind. Ford needed a car with a 7-liter engine to compete in this series, and the Boss 429 was their solution. While the car itself was never raced in NASCAR, the engine developed for it powered some of the most popular race cars of that time. This connection to NASCAR sets the Boss 429 apart from other muscle cars, giving it authentic racing pedigree. It's like owning a piece of motorsports history, a car designed to challenge the best vehicles in the world and prove it belongs at the highest level of competition. Enjoying the video so far? Don't forget to hit that like button and show your support. What makes the Boss 429 even more special is that when you're behind the wheel, you're driving a car that was essentially designed for racing. Homologation rules applied to Ford, meaning they had to build a production road car with the same engine that would be used in NASCAR. The end result was a vehicle that delivered race car performance in a body that could be driven to the grocery store if one was so inclined. As an extremely powerful muscle car with an aggressive appearance, the Boss 429 was a force to be reckoned with both on city roads and on the racetrack.
There's 1969 Boss 429 Mustang.
The Boss 429 wasn't just a muscle car when it came to the engine. It also boasted a menacing exterior. This particular Mustang had an imposing look with a huge hood scoop, wide fenders, and a lowered stance. There was no grand, boastful declaration that this wasn't your run-of-the-mill Mustang. There was only the discreet Boss 429 badge. On the other hand, this car didn't have air conditioning or power steering, and even lacked a radio, all in the name of weight reduction and better performance. This was a car for serious drivers, a machine that prioritized performance over comfort and convenience. The Boss 429 is not only greatly appreciated by car enthusiasts, but has also featured prominently in popular media. It's been depicted in movies, TV shows, and video games, cementing its place as an all-American icon. Some of you may remember it from the '74 classic film Gone in 60 Seconds, where it was one of the Mustangs that added style and roar to the movie. It's also featured in various car-related video games, allowing younger generations to experience the thrill of driving this legend virtually. This car isn't just a retro vehicle. It embodies the muscle and rebellion of 60s and 70s America. Can you name any other movie you remember the Boss 429 from? Or have you ever driven it in a video game? We'd love to read about it in the comments. Interestingly, the Boss 429 was a head-turner even back in '69. Originally costing around $4,900, it was one of the most expensive Mustangs available in the model's history. That didn't stop it from becoming one of the most prominent showroom attractions. Dealerships often displayed it right in front of their premises, knowing that this car had the potential to draw in customers. Many would come to witness what can only be described as an aggressively styled vehicle with a fabulous engine. Today, the Boss 429 remains one of the most popular legends exhibited at classic car shows thanks to its high performance and rarity. Owning one is quite similar to possessing an original work of art, an automobile that embodies the beautiful dream of the American muscle car. Last but not least, what makes the '69 Ford Mustang Boss 429 the ultimate muscle car is that it represents the final masterpiece of an era. For the '70 model year, only minor modifications were made, and by '71 the Boss 429 was discontinued due to increasing emissions controls and the fuel prices. This car was among the last of the high-powered vehicles with big block engines and astronomical horsepower, an homage to an era of unrestricted American muscle car power. Today it serves as a symbol of a time when muscle cars ruled the asphalt, with the Boss 429 reigning supreme. It's much more than just a car. It represents everything that American muscle cars were and continue to symbolize for millions of auto enthusiasts around the world. The '69 Ford Mustang Boss 429 remains stunning to this day. This wasn't just a muscle car, it was the muscle car, created with the sole intent of going fast, being powerful, and providing an adrenaline rush. For those interested in automotive history, this is one car that can't be overlooked. The Boss 429 was more than just a car. It was a legend and an icon, the likes of which we may never see again. If you enjoyed this journey through the Boss 429's history, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and enable notifications so you can catch our next video. Please like and share this video as well. Share your thoughts in the comment section down below. What's your favorite aspect of the Boss 429? In your opinion, is it the best muscle car, or is there another you think is better? And if you're a dedicated Pontiac fan, be sure to check out our previous video. Thanks for watching.